In Meiji-era Japan, a university professor visited the Zen master Nanin to inquire about Zen Buddhism. Nanin served his guests tea. He poured until the visitor's cup was completely full, and then he kept right on pouring. The hot tea spilled over the brim, prompting the professor to finally object that the cup was overfull, and no more would go in. Nanin looked at the spilled tea. "Like this cup," he explained, "you are full of your own opinions and speculations. How can I show you Zen unless you first empty your cup?" The logic of the overflowing cup mirrors a specific friction point in human communication. When a person is stressed or entrenched, their mind often acts as if it is already full. Issuing direct advice or a negative command like "don't panic" is like trying to add tea to a container with no room left. The conscious mind operates as a rigid security guard. It automatically filters out and actively resists literal instructions that conflict with its existing state. In neuro-linguistic programming, or NLP, the literal words we say and hear in everyday conversation are known as the surface structure. Beneath that sits the deep structure. This is the vast, hidden internal machinery of our experiences, memories, and emotions. This creates a mechanical flaw in how we try to help each other. True behavioral change only happens down in the deep structure, but our direct, literal language gets caught up at the surface structure. If the conscious mind blocks our words, we need a way to slip past the security guard and speak directly to the deep structure. A classic NLP analogy maps exactly how the brain processes these inputs: the rider and the horse. The conscious mind is the rider. It sits on top, steering, setting the overall direction, and deciding on the desired outcomes. The unconscious mind is the horse. It is the powerful engine beneath the rider that actually executes the movement and does the heavy lifting. The system breaks down when the rider tries to dictate exactly where the horse puts its feet at every single stage of the journey. The natural rhythm collapses. We cannot force the unconscious mind to adopt new behaviors through conscious micromanagement. We have to find a way to let the horse do the walking. The solution to bypassing this bottleneck is a linguistic technique known as chunking sideways. Instead of hitting a problem head-on, you step to the side of it. You do this by telling a story. Stories act as a decoy. The critical, conscious mind gets tied up processing the literal words and following the sequence of the plot, effectively distracting the guard. While the conscious mind is distracted by the narrative, the unconscious mind steps in. It operates as a highly efficient pattern-matching machine, quietly analyzing the story's structure to find parallels to its own real-world problems. Metaphors slip right past our mental defenses because they don't dictate what to do. They allow the brain to discover the solution on its own. This mechanism was utilized heavily by the psychiatrist Milton Erickson. He developed a clinical technique using isometric metaphors, stories constructed so their underlying plot perfectly but secretly paralleled his client's real-world dilemma. As Erickson told these stories, his clients would enter a relaxed state and extract the resources needed to resolve their own issues. Often, they never even realized the fable was about them. These patterns of indirect communication appear in modern business settings as a process called symbolic modeling. A chief executive who feels uncomfortable admitting he is scared about his company's trajectory can instead describe the business as a rough, turbulent sea. By shifting into the symbolic domain, he expresses his fear of failure without exposing his ego to judgment. From clinical therapy to the executive suite, shifting to a symbolic level allows for the expression of fears and solutions that literal language often fails to reach. Our daily conversations are already built on a foundation of metaphors we use without a second thought. We call a difficult coworker a pain in the neck, or a helpful friend a breath of fresh air. The human brain is functionally incapable of processing complex, abstract concepts without relying on these symbols to carry the meaning across. So the next time you face deep-seated resistance, whether it is in a coworker, a friend, or even yourself, abandon the literal facts and the direct arguments. Stop pouring tea into an overflowing cup. Step to the side, distract the rider, and trust the story to do the work.